at this point, I think, spoiler alert, I'm not going to have a car for a while. Good morning from the Zoe, and it might be the final time that I'm saying that, as it's almost time to say goodbye to my little electric Zoe. Sad times over here. So I thought I'd pop in for this vlog. It probably will be, like I say, the final long journey in this car. I'm up to about 35,500 miles we've done together, and then obviously today as I head up the country. So this time we're going to Hartlepool, and I'm taking myself on a day trip to the Naval Museum of the Royal Navy, I want to say. I'm sure I'll insert some footage from when I'm there and what it is I'm actually going to see. But yeah, it's time to give my car back. It is actually August it has to go back, but she's going back a little early as I'm going back to sea. As many of you know, if you've stuck around, I've gone back to my nautical roots, and I am now back as a seafarer. So sitting on my drive, it's not the most conducive for the little Zoe, so I'm handing her back to the finance company 1 month early when I go back to sea. So here we are on our final road trip, and I thought it's only right to take you along. So if you've been around and seen any of these trips before, obviously up to Scotland, down to London, all over the country, throughout COVID, obviously I was working a lot all over and kind of like napping in her. Like, she has been my home from home for 4 years now, and I am sad to see her go, but it is time to start a new adventure. So heading up the country, map says it's going to be just over 3 hours as there's a bit of morning traffic. It's just 7 o'clock now, and I've already been to Starbucks to get the goods. I've got a cold brew and a refresher to keep me going this morning, and hopefully I won't have to stop before I get there. So like I say, just over 3 hours. I'll charge once I'm there, and then I can have my fun. So that's it. That is this vlog. It is the final farewell to Zoe, and I thought I'd take her on one last road trip. So I guess I'll say right now then, of course, anyone that saw my previous vlogs, I think it was towards the end of last year, just before I went away on my last contract, I was looking at other electric cars, and thank you so much to everyone who ever comments and says the cars that you've purchased, having watched my driving electric vlogs. It's really nice to see that people have converted and what kind of cars you've gone for. I have kept my eye out, and so many more have come out on the roads in this past even just 6-12 months. I did look at the Megane, sticking with Renault, the end of last year. Nice car, quite pricey for what it is, but at this point I think, spoiler alert, I'm not going to have a car for a while. So of course I want to stay driving electric, and for that reason I think whilst I'm at sea at the moment, it's not really worth me having a car sat on my drive for kind of 8 or 9 months of the year just to say that I have a car for when I come home. So I'm gonna cross that bridge when I come to it, of how I deal with my next leave and things that I do in between times. But for now, I've got one final month with her. The end of June is when she's going back, and this is our final road trip. So we'll see you on the flip side. I thought I'd just pop back in. We're about an hour into the journey now. Excuse me, I am going to keep my sunglasses on because the sun has come out.
Speed camera ahead.
Okay, we've gone through rain and we've gone a few degrees up, so hopefully the sun is going to stay. But I thought I'd pop in. Let me see if I can, or maybe I can. The sun's gone behind a little cloud there, so I thought I'd pop been, for those of you that are here for other things in the vlog, not just the driving electric, but I thought I'd touch base with what's been going on in the last month, because for anyone that's been around and checked in with my laser eye surgery, I'm now 3 weeks post-op, so yes, this is my first long drive since that, and it's going well. I've had a few smaller drives, so I've been to like Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool for various things, and this is now my first long drive. 3 weeks in, and my eyes are settling in now, so the vision is great for distance on one eye, great for nearsighted on the other eye. We're just trying to find that balance now over the next few months. So that's the eye update. And for anyone that's been around, any OGs right from the beginning, I think it was after my introduction vlog 5 years ago, the first actual vlog I ever did was something like how much it actually costs to look this ordinary or something, and I had my eyebrows tattooed back then as part of this like little mini glow up, if I dare even say that about myself. So during this leave, since I've been home for the past month, I've actually just had my eyebrows retouched up, so they'd lasted 5 years, which is pretty impressive. I don't think the lady was impressed that I'd waited that long to have them done, but I was happy with the results, and obviously I've been away and there was COVID in the middle, so I was happy with what they looked like, and now I've had the colour redone. So that's a couple of updates in the past month. I did just get my nails done yesterday. I don't know if you can see those. I can always insert a picture if not, but I went back to a nail girl that I had a few years ago, because mine's gone off on maternity leave, and ever since Jolie left, Jolie Ocean Nails, I love you. She now works for Glossify, which is what this nail varnish, well, gel polish is Glossify, and I've gone back to Maisie at 81 Rose Garden. So anyone who knows 81 Rose Garden, it's a beautiful place, and it is my little treat to myself. So yeah, I went and got my nails done yesterday, ready for this little trip. I thought, you know, it feels like, well, it's kind of my summer holiday. I know it's June, I know it's not a holiday, but I'm taking my car out for my last little journey, and I wanted a little glow up. I've done, yeah, this might be TMI for some of you that don't know me and haven't been around for a while, but I went and got my nostrils waxed because that's how I roll. So yeah, I've been and had some more laser hair removal, and had a trim on my hair. So that's what's happened in the last month. A few little beauty bits and my laser eye. So I think, yeah, I must have told you this by now, but with the laser eye, I can't actually exercise. So no like weights or anything that's intense, anything that's gonna, she said anything that would make you kind of like scrunch your face or
speed camera ahead.
I'm not speeding. So anything that's going to affect the eye muscle and recovery, so you can't do anything for a month. Like I say, I'm 3 weeks in, but I had joined the gym when I got home, so obviously I've just been walking uphill. I've been doing that TikTok thing where it's like 30 minutes at a speed of 3 at an incline of 12. Is it called the 3-12-30 or something like that? Yes, I'm old, but I've been doing that, and then the treadmill itself does a 5-minute cool down, and then I've been doing it again. So I've been doing like 70 minutes basically walking uphill about 4 times a week, just to say that I'm doing some kind of, you know, exercise, and then 1 more week of recovery, and I'm hopefully going to head back to some spin classes at the gym whilst I've still got a month left on land and I still have my car. So yes, I drive to the gym, that's right, but it is 3 miles away. So what else do I need to update you on? Little mini glow up. Oh, so yeah, I took a trip to Liverpool the other day just to get my medical renewed for heading back to sea, and the Queen Anne was there, so Cunard's latest ship. It was actually her naming ceremony that day, but unfortunately I was leaving by about 1:30 and it was going to happen from 4 o'clock, but they were rehearsing right down by the Albert Dock, so I went down and had a little look at some rehearsals there. I might have a bit of footage or some pictures to pop in here to say obviously about my trip to Liverpool, which was nice as a little treat to see, well, the back end of the ship. You couldn't see much, but I did see a bit of the rehearsal, which was nice. It feels nice to be part of something, and obviously I've been with my company for 16 years now, apart from the little gap on land, but I was still rooting for the company, have a lot of friends within there, and I was trying to get back as soon as my mum was healthy enough for me to leave again. I feel like this is a bit of an update for everything. For those of you that don't know, my mum has pancreatic cancer, and she is a survivor, so she's still with us and she appears in many of these vlogs. So yes, I took her to Liverpool with me. I kind of try and have as much life with her when I'm at home, and then try and whisk her away to ships and to see about the world as well. So I think one of my most, well, I say recent vlogs, it was the end of last year, but obviously I've not been posting whilst I've been away, was when we went to see the Northern Lights. So I'll try and insert that here. I don't know where it goes, at the top somewhere, so I will insert my original glow up to see what it was like 5 years ago when I started this channel, and I will insert that Northern Lights trip because it was really nice. And actually the ship that we went on to see the Northern Lights is the next ship that I'm joining.
Stay in the right 3 lanes.
Right, bossy. So yes, that's the ship that I'll be joining in the summer, so in July, and I've not actually worked on that ship since 2008, so that's going to be a new experience for me. Last year when we went on the cruise was the first time I'd stepped foot on her since 2008, and now it's going to be the first time that I've worked on there since then. So yeah, we're just over an hour into the journey. The sun is shining. I've lost a couple of degrees on the temperature though, so hopefully that comes back in because I've put my shorts on. So I will touch back in about an hour, I think, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Hello again, friends. So I was going to leave it a little longer before I popped back in. I'm just coming up to about 2 hours now, but the traffic's been pretty heavy and I'm almost at standstill traffic now. So Maps is saying I have 1 hour 20, 77 miles to go, and I thought as I'm sat in traffic I'll talk to you guys. So about driving electric. I've never been somebody that's had range anxiety. Now I've been driving obviously this car for 4 years, then my dad had his Leaf a year or more before that, so it's not ever been something that's bothered me, but I know a lot of you guys have asked me about that kind of thing. Now the Zoe has about 120 miles on her when she's full. Now this morning I think she said like 235 when I unplugged her, but I would never kind of say yes that's how many you're going to get, because there's things like the electrics that you're using. Obviously my phone is plugged in, I've had the heating on and off, like whatever else you might be charging or doing in the car. Obviously the radio is on, well, Spotify is on, listening to a good old bit of Nashville for a sing-along. But yeah, now obviously like rolling traffic, if you pop off to a services, there's extra few miles that you put on. It's all kind of part and parcel of driving electric, and I understand range anxiety, but I want to try and like quell it, because like I mean, okay, I'm going to add in here the one time I did break down, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't actually break down. I still had about 10 miles left, but I wasn't sure where the nearest charging point was, and the charging point that I got to was broken, good old Britain with her electric highway. But I think nowadays more and more services have working chargers. She says optimistically, it's 2024, it has to be, right? But also I think that I don't think any cars really have the same as like the original Zoe or the original Leaf, where it's kind of like 80-90 miles. They all kind of have about 150 plus, and so many now have like towards the 400 mark. It used to just be obviously Tesla, but now I think, is it called Polestar, and lots of others have like 300 to 400 in their range. So let's get out there, let's drive around the country and not be in fear. So like I say, I'm in traffic now, and my clock is saying I've got 125 miles till she's empty, 76 miles to go. So I have changed my plan, not because I have range anxiety, but for me heading back home. I think what I'm going to do is charge before I go to the museum. Now I found an InstaVolt which is about 20 miles away, and for anyone that's been around for a while or followed my Instagram over the years, InstaVolt is a little bit faster. It used to be, probably it still is, I've not used one for a long time, a little bit more expensive, sometimes a little bit out of the way, but more kind of like in a town sort of situation. But they're very good. They have never not worked. Obviously I've tried some others and had some issues over the years, but I've never had an issue with InstaVolt, and that's where I'm heading. So I'm going to head to an InstaVolt, which is the 76 miles, and I've seen there's a few activities around in that area, so I might pop around, charge for an hour and try one of these activities. So in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm out for a day and there's a bit of blue sky. The sun keeps making an appearance, the rain does keep also making an appearance, but I'm going to try and head to this other activity, which maybe, don't be offended by this, but it's like an air rifle range. There was like a bounce place as well, but I don't think my jiggly bits and my eye are ready for a trampoline session. So I think something like maybe the air rifle range. I think there's a Costa there, but I don't know if there's a Starbucks close by, but I just have a little look on maps anyway to see what was close by. So I thought I might do that whilst we charge and then head to the museum after. So that's what's happening. Like I said, I will insert that time when I did break down. But I just called the assistance number that was in the car, so obviously I had the car from new and it came with that assistance, so it was all free of charge. It was fantastic actually. It's all in the vlog, and Mum was there. So we'd driven to Liverpool one evening just off the like spur of the moment to go and watch Britannia, one of our ships in our fleet, sail into Liverpool one evening, as I knew quite a few people on there, and I nearly said who then. I was like, who I went to see. So yeah, we went to watch the ship sail in, and that was a fun evening, just spur of the moment. And then on the way back, because in the car park the chargers weren't working, which is what I'd planned to do, so I thought I had enough to get back to the service station. Got to the service station and they weren't working either, but that was a couple of years back now. Things have progressed, but that is a fun little vlog of obviously watching the ship come into Liverpool, and the first and only time I've ever had to have the breakdown for not having enough charge in the car. So I am going to head to InstaVolt, and hopefully this sun, it feels so good, hopefully the sun is going to stay with me for the day and I'm not going to regret putting my shorts on. But me being me, I do have an emergency bag in the trunk of the car with my joggers and trainers just in case. But I'm going to stay strong. British summer, it is here on a day-by-day basis. Let's face it, we have 4 seasons in a day. I wouldn't be surprised if it's snowing when I got there. No. So that's it for this ramble. We are a little bit on the move now. It says we can do 50. We're down to 2 lanes with some roadworks here on the motorway, and I'm going to see what the next bit of the journey is like. I think I've probably been on this road before. Obviously I've worked in Leeds and Newcastle, and obviously been to Scotland. It probably was this way, but it's been a long time. I didn't really look at the route, I just hit maps and kind of went for it. Some of this so far has looked familiar, but yeah, we shall see what we shall see. Thanks roadworks. I'd like you to clear up now because it looks like I'm going to be late for the set time that I'd given myself, but here we go. See you guys on the flip side.
our life in boxes, erasing the memories so you won't notice. I'm taking the time to focus. You're by yourself, I'm by myself. Wish I could solve your problems. They're stuck on my wall like neon paintings, and I'm so tired of being honest to everyone but myself. I do it so well. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. We gave it so many chances. When we saw the signs, we just kept dancing, and the nights always seemed so endless. Thought it would last, now it's in the past. We were so good at flying, but we
150 feet long, 40 feet in the beam, and with a crew of 277 men. We're on the lower deck. More than 200 men eat, sleep and live here for months, sometimes years on end. It's crowded. Each hammock is just 14 inches wide. You sleep shoulder to shoulder. Hammocks are comfortable, but often damp. The captain has us wash them regularly, and it's a lot easier to wash things at sea than to get them dry again. This is where our officers dine, drink, rest, and play cards. Mr. Oakley, our first lieutenant, and in the scarlet uniform, Mr. Reynolds, lieutenant of the Marines. As for Mr. Carew, our boatswain, he works with his hands as well, and his fists. Cross the line, and it's him you'll answer to.
Faster, damn you! You're here to work, not to admire the view.
Hold steady and give me more speed, Mr. Trevelyan. I'll be damned if she shows us a clean pair of heels.
When you hear the drums, the first thing you feel is fear, but soon you're too busy to be frightened. Everything not needed in battle is stored down below, or goes overboard, even the animals.
We can't keep flying, we keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. And you I will always remember, when I'm dancing around with someone better. Until then I will pause forever, keep taking my time.
Next to the gunpowder, we'll put on a little block there, and I'll show you exactly how gunpowder works. So there's a tiny bit of a breeze today, so hopefully Kate's stood in the right place. If not, she might smell a bit like rotten eggs for the rest of the day. So whenever you're ready. So there we go. Some of you might have been expecting a big explosion. Not quite, more of a magician's trick. The cannon is now completely ready to fire, and Kate's doing the only thing they wouldn't have done 200 years ago, which is put on some safety equipment, as we do fire every day, and it is very, very loud. So you might want to cover your ears for this. So 3, 2, 1. There we go, and splash. So there we go, it was a great blast there. So there we go, we know the cannon's thoroughly cleaned out, it's ready to be used.
You're a lonely sailor, and your soul is made of wind and rain, doubts and blame. I'm a weary pirate, and my heart is made of dust and grain and spoiled champagne. I've got troubles, I've got sins, I'm my worst enemy. but I still got a lot to give. So I said, hey, don't you wanna come and run away with me? Hey, won't you come and say by chance, don't you want me? A man who fully understands a sailor's heart, a sailor's heart. You're a born survivor, and you'll never find yourself in love. You're wise enough. I got troubles, I got sins, I'm my worst enemy, but I still got a lot to give. So I said, hey, don't you wanna come and run away with me? Hey, won't you come and say by chance, don't you want me? A man who fully understands a sailor's heart, a sailor's heart. So I said, hey, don't you wanna come and run away with me? Hey, won't you come and say by chance, don't you want a man who fully understands, fully understands. So I said, hey, don't you wanna come and run away with me? Hey, won't you come and say by chance, don't you want a man who fully understands a sailor's heart, a sailor's heart.
Through boxes and light, we were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. So good at trying, but we can't keep trying. We only end up on the wrong side of the mountain.
Hello friends, just popping in then. It is now the next day. I ended up staying out last night and meeting up with a friend, so I'm actually just travelling back the next day. I did charge my car obviously yesterday morning. I think I put in that I went to InstaVault and then went to the museum till about 5 o'clock in the evening, and let me tell you, hopefully this footage is in there, but it was amazing, so much more than I thought it was going to be, and for just £12. So we had like live demonstrations of weaponry and like a walkthrough of like what ship life was like, and then we went on to an actual ship as well as like a real street set out. It was awesome. So if anybody's up north in the UK, I will obviously put in the description where it is that I went to, but yep, fantastic time, well worth the road trip out to the Naval Museum, and a little farewell to road tripping with my Zoe. So this will be my final long distance drive, like I say, with her, as I just have less than a month to go. And yeah, just wanted to pop in and say, let me know, have you been to that museum? Do you go to museums? Do you drive electric? Are you thinking of driving electric? Let me know in the comments how you feel about these things, what you're up to, and maybe something you'd like to see next. And I'll see you on the flip side.